entered the iron house under the villagers' gazes. Stephen looked at him regretfully one last time and then closed the door. When locking the door, Stephen intentionally added another layer of lock. When the night was gradually falling, everyone quietly returned home. Only the husband was left trembling alone in the iron house. He looked outside and saw that there was no one there, so he breathed a sigh of relief. But the peace did not last long. Monsters had begun to gather around the house. The sound of talking and laughing surrounded the iron house. They even transformed into the form of his dead wife and daughter, causing the husband's will to gradually collapse. He sat down on the ground and burst into tears. Immediately after, the monsters destroyed the iron house and ate him. The next day, the town held a funeral for that family. But at this time, a strange mobile car arrived in town and attracted everyone's attention. The family of 4 in the car also noticed the strange eyes of the villagers. The man mustered up the courage to get out of the car and ask for directions, but no one answered him. Until the man met Stephen, Jim asked for directions to the highway. Stephen asked him back that if he was bringing his family. Jim answered yes, and saw Stephen was stunned for a few seconds. Then Stephen's expression became a bit unnatural, and he said that just go straight. Jim thanked him and left. Jim's family continued driving through the dense forest. However, after driving for a while, Jim found himself returning to the village. Jim thought he had accidentally gone in a circle. He tried to drive forward again, however this time, he still returned to the village. Jim's family began to worry. They decided to turn around the car, intending to return to the old road. However, while driving, they encountered another black car driving in the opposite direction. The two cars lost control and crashed into each other. As a result, Jim's family was thrown into the bushes by the roadside. The owner of the black car was also seriously injured. The man tried to walk into the village to ask for help. He was then taken to the infirmary to have his wound bandaged. Although it was almost dark, Stephen still decided to go into the forest to save Jim's family. When he arrived, Stephen discovered that there was another man in the black car. He introduced himself as Jade. He said that he was traveling with his best friend when the accident happened. Stephen saw that Jade appeared unharmed, so he left him there and rushed to Jim's family. At that time, they were stuck in the car. The son, Ethan, had an iron bar stuck through his leg. Stephen tried to get into the car and carried them out, one by one. Meanwhile, Stephen's son, Ellis, upon hearing about the accident, quickly drove there with the priest, Nurse Christie, and Deputy Kenny to help. With their help, 3 of Jim's family members were lucky to escape. Only Ethan was left in the car. Nurse Christie said that surgery was needed to remove the foreign object from Ethan's leg. This would take at least an hour. However, it was almost dark. Stephen decided to stay in the car with Christie and Jim to perform the surgery. The others quickly returned to the village before the sun set. The 3 of them then got into the car. Before the surgery, Stephen placed a small